Welcome, everyone. It is a real honor to be your host today at this important event. I want to thank to the AspenTech team for the invitation to share a little of our experience with this exciting project. Next one, please. My name is Carlos Rendon. Who is Carlos Rendon? I started my career at Nemak on 1994. I have two separate periods at the company with a combined experience of 15 years managing material planning and logistic processes, with a total of 28 years of experience since I got out of school. I have a solid analytical skills due to my major on physics engineer, and I also possess a master's degree on industrial engineering, both at Monterrey Tech, Mexico. Uh, I have been giving shape to the material planning and logistic agenda over the last years at Nemak. Outside Nemak, my experience also include being general manager of some family business dedicated to construction and packaging materials as well. Next one, please. You might be asking, an automotive industry guy, is this guy lost? The answer may be tricky. Yes, I am an automotive industry guy, and yes, I was lost. Well, not me, but my department, and we needed help. AspenTech has a major role on the chemical industry and appear to be not as impressive on automotive industry, but I saw great affinity on the chemical industry processes to what we required at Nemak, at least from the production planning point of view. So why not to team up with the chemical industry leader to make this journey? My presentation today is about Operational Planning 1, or OP1 for further reference, and how this great adventure has supported my department and company to find the road once again to become a real support for business success. At the end, all start with a good plan. Let's start. Next, please. During these 45 minutes that I have the honor of your attention, I will cover the agenda that you are seeing on the screen on what is Nemak, what was our issues to handle that create OP1, what we did, and where we are standing right now. It is my intention that you can take out something that might be helpful in your own company and business, something that might help you to improve your current operations. I will do my best. Since this is a record session with Q&A, will not happen until the end, but I will be on live on the chat provided for this session. I will be glad to answer as many questions as the time allowed. Feel free to send your questions right away. Next. In order for you to have a whole picture of today's presentation, I will share briefly who we are. What is Nemak? Next. Nemak is a major competitor on the automotive industry, serving almost every automotive OEM around the globe, with 38 facilities around the world to provide our customers the highest quality products and lightweighting solutions to improve performance of our customer products. Our product portfolio is specialized on aluminum components that will represent a benefit for the vehicle on a lighter weight and or higher performance components enhancing fuel efficiency and power of the internal combustion engine and serving also the electrification transition going on as we speak. Nemak is an organization extremely devoted to customer satisfaction with a very complex business model that requires very high level of capex expenditures and a large size of labor resources to make our products and service level possible. We provide our 23,000 people workforce worldwide with a set of values to drive business success. We are devoted to our customers. We believe in innovation as a key element on industry. We look for better results based on trust and collaboration enhancing teamwork, always driving ourselves based on respect and recognizing our responsibility with our community and environment. Next. You can see faster than I can read the places where we have our manufacturing facilities and our automotive industry customers. The OP1 project is following the Mexico Business Unit scope. Mexico Business Unit has a big role on the North America market, while also attending other economical regions with overseas deliveries. We need to adjust our manufacturing strategies based on the location of our customers for better business results. Next. This is the kind of products that we make. You can see how we manufacture engine blocks, cylinder heads, transmission covers. For propulsion and structural elements of car, we provide longitudinal members, shock towers, and subframes. For electrical cars, we manufacture e-motor housings as well as battery housings, as you see on the video. So having made a quick presentation of who we are and what we do, let's talk about why we need OP1. Mexico is the largest business unit of our company, and manufacturing processes share resources among different facilities inside Mexico. So capacity and production planning is a major challenge. 11 facilities making the foundry type operations of the process that need to send parts to either 3 internal machining facilities or to some of the more than 10 external machining suppliers we have regionally. For this kind of products, having more than 1,300 SKUs to manage and over 1,000 work centers to administrate, with more than 2,000 different production alternatives, may result in a big headache at the end of the day for our planners when doing production planning in Excel. Having similar levels of execution as a department on the solution for the production plan required among the 50 members of the Department of Production Control and Logistics to provide consistent results among all our production facilities was almost a lost battle. It is impossible to ask a human being to make a near to optimal plan by hand, consistently every single week on Excel-based plan. Simply just unfair to ask. Working at the Production Control Department, or PCNL, start to be not attractive for current generations. It was just a matter of time before we represent an area to avoid on your career at Nemak. Next. With this decision-making process, with the complex scenario described, resulted in an erosion of our former Excel-based planning processes. Tasks became near to impossible to complete on time with quality results. Many errors, late deliveries, misleading plans. We simply lost our focus on what was our goal. Next. You will see here what's our mission statement. PCNL, Production Control and Logistics, looks forward to promote customer and stakeholder satisfaction by operating top-of-class production planning, capacity management, and manufacturing information system processes that drives top quality decision-making, benchmark levels of capacity utilization, at the same time that supporting 100% on-time deliveries to our customers. We enhance open communication and coordination between Mexico Business Unit that can improve asset utilization and maximize throughput. Our major commitment is with the employees that integrate this department. We enhance a good working environment on which the existing challenges keep a highly motivated personnel. driving their development as persons and professionals. An Excel-based planning system will hardly support to achieve the above mission statement, driving us completely in the opposite direction. Next. So having multiple way of doing things, having no standardization on the job, resulted in a big service level crisis in 2017 with a multi-million-dollar expenditure on premium freight penalties. You can see on the chart, the bar on those chart should be zero. Having this kind of crisis, as you can imagine, has a major impact. And it was not only the expense that we did on expedite transportation. We really put in risk the confidence and trust of our customers that we can deliver the amount of products they need, exceeding their expectations on quality, and we can do that on time. That is Nemak reason of being on the market. We cannot accept less. We know our importance on the whole industry, and this kind of performance was completely unacceptable. Making this to never happen again became my highest priority on my new job starting July 2017. First question, how? I will come back to this shortly. Next, please. There was a lot to fix. Using Excel, as you know, leads to a lot of manual errors on data input and formula mismanagement. Having a human being to find the solution leads to production plan with 50% variation on inventory levels for the same problem among different planners. Often, we forgot that there were new products showing on the horizon. No process to approve expedite, mainly due to the huge amounts of events that overwhelm our PCNL people. Constant use of production figures that were not accurate, leading to bad decision making. Demand, production rates, scrap rates, lead times, all had room for error. Even production planning violating maximum capacity due to Excel mistakes, and these mistakes making all the way through to a top management presentation for important customers. After making the analysis and the assessment, one thing was obvious. Excel was not the way. When I was recently asked to retake PCNL position to manage crisis in 2017, my first endeavor was to build back again the former processes for PCNL I did back on 90s and 2000s on my first experience at Nemak. Very fast, I learned this will not be enough. Back on early 2018, my CFO gave me the best feedback at that time. And in some way, he created this project. He said, Carlos, last time you were PCNL manager, you failed. You were successful while being at Nemak, but the system you created did not support having you away from it. Otherwise, we will have no need to put you back here. So you have a second chance. Do it right this time. Strong words coming from the CFO of your company, but really, really inspiring ones. Next, please. After those words, this project emerged. I had to do something that relies on the process and the tool itself, and not only on the people. At the same time that people get excited to work at PCNL. Remember the question? How? One way to go. Implementing a state-of-the-art, people-oriented, advanced planning system, advanced planning scheduler, how you want to name it. And it has to work. OP1 was created. Next, please. So we launch OP1. We start looking for the best APS available in the market, but we cannot choose the wrong one. I had only one shot. We took more than 9 months and reviewed 5 industry leader APS. We took our time. We were rude and sometimes even tough with potential suppliers. Some of them, even at the middle of the technical presentation, to assess the request for quotation, they rather retreat from the process, recognizing this is not the tool for you. So, if you are planning on choosing an APS, be thorough on the process. It will pay back. During the selection process, we learned something. The tool was not enough. Having a very robust technological partner and the best fit consultant for the organization was a must. At the end of the process, it was crystal clear for me that AspenTech was the technological partner and that Profit Point was the right consultant to make us successful in this challenging project. OP1 was born. And you see in the image, OP1 is not a software. OP1 is what comes out when you blend a highly skilled and highly motivated team with the best technology available at the market with a great consultant. What will maintain together this blend will be trust. You need to trust on the technical skills of your consultant. You will need to put some faith on them at some part of the process. You need to trust your technical supplier. So far, Aspen has been outstanding responding to our needs, and I'm confident it will continue this way. So you need to trust on the team you choose for this kind of project. They need to believe that a better process is possible, but also they need to be willing to give not an extra mile, a couple of those. This is really, really hard work. Perfect balance of these three key elements is the recipe for success. Next, please. So you may be wondering, how many people do you needed to get involved? Believe me, it's a lot of people. All the team behind OP1 has been critical for success. No way to be at this point without the huge commitment and exceptional talent that Nemak provides to me for this project. My warmest recognition to all the people that commit to this project. This will have not been possible without any one of them. Next. Now, talking a little bit of how this AspenTech was designed. We need a solution that matches both our manufacturing process as well as our organizational design. In order to perform high quality production plans, we need to manage the whole manufacturing process, from aluminum scrap all the way through finished goods. You can see the process on the chart, and in the next slide you will see the products. But let's go to the process. Let's work the process from the bottom to the top, which is how information flows. We receive from customers plans by EDI, releases both for shipping and for production planning. EDI, 862 and 830 releases. That represents the amount of finished good we need to have ready for delivery. This production of finished goods come directly from our CNC machining facilities or external suppliers. Performing a production plan that comply with demand as well as inventory policies is a must. Then, in order to keep business convenient levels of working process, we need to find a balance between machining facilities and casting production. An intelligent way of managing assets is mandatory due to our high level of CapEx expenditures. Once the manufacturing planning process is established, we need to make now the planning of producing our primary raw material, aluminum. We must make complex math to find the amount of aluminum coming from raw material purchase and the internal returns of our casting and machining operations that produces aside materials. Once the balance is found, then we need to determine the most economical way to make the aluminum based on the availability of raw materials and market prices. This is done by a linear programming model that finds optimal mix. These needs are inputs to our MRP process to place purchase order to our suppliers. Information flow from bottom to top and materials flow from top to the bottom. These operations needs to happen all these operations need to happen under control and frequently reviewed to make adjustments so synchronization is not lost. Next, please. So here you see the product portfolio that we already shared back on the video. Next. Since we decide to make a decentralized planning process, despite of the profit point preferred approach, we create 8 different planning model or planning case files, and also 8 different solutions as well for scheduling. All these Aspen solutions connected automatically with our proprietary manufacturing execution system for shop floor data management, and also with our corporate ERP, SAP, and some minor interaction with some sources of data that still come on Excel. Yeah, world is not perfect, but it can be close to that. Interesting thing is that these planning case files are connected as sources, but also as destinations of information between each other. It is part of the complexity that we manage at Mexico. We connect to SAP to have all our bills of materials and routings for every product, as well as our EDI demand. Our MES update automatically our production rates, as well as order progress and also important advanced data. All this data merge into the OP1 database to perform our production plan linear programming model to find the optimal way to achieve business results, as well as the connections between our finished good production plan and our aluminum production needs. All this is connected by OP1. Next, please. Another problem we were willing to fix was the disconnection between the scheduling solution and the planning solution. Very often, the plan says that the machine should do product A, but was actually doing product C, based on the schedule that was delivered to the shop floor that day. So we create a communication between our scheduling file and our planning file. Our linear programming model takes as valid the solution developed on the scheduling file for the first 4 weeks of the planning horizon and start making decisions from the week 5 and beyond. But at the same time, the planning export to the scheduling the week number 5, so it can be transferred. It can be transferred in the next week to the week number 4 on the scheduling file to assure consistency and communication between the planning decisions and the scheduling decisions we have to take every single day. Both models are driven to comply as much as possible with our inventory policies. You can see on the screen the purpose of each case file. Planning used for high-level strategical decisions, while scheduling is more related to shop floor execution decisions. Next. Since in our process many of the casting plants converge to our machining manufacturing site and they share resources, we create a process to first take the decision on the critical resources of our machining plant to decide which product, more than 150, we will allocate on each week, around 65 weeks on our planning case file, on every single machine of our machining facilities, more than 250 work centers. So the casting production plan and schedule can be developed accordingly to that allocation, while assuring the compliance to the latest production rates that came out from our MES and the manufacturing process that has been updated from SAP. So, in general, we run first our allocation case file, export it to the casting case files so plans and schedule can be fine-tuned. After these plans are exported, after this process, the plans are exported so that aluminum planning case file can read the current plan to perform and make our raw material purchase planning. All these activities are detailed on a time chart so they can happen on the proper sequence for success. This is a critical job of my super user. Keep the right sequence of events. Next. What we're looking for. We want to take decisions based on total operating cost. We solve a very decent sized linear programming model that take above 2.5 million decisions every time it runs. Depending on the model, it can take anywhere from 2 minutes up to 45 minutes in the most heavy case files. We took into consideration what you typically have on a production plan: cost, feed times, capacities, penalties, and of course, complying with material balance at all time. See how unfair we were with our 50 colleagues? Surprisingly for me, the decision-making process that the linear programming drives for our manufacturing process are extremely aligned to the decisions we will take if we had all the information available. This normally does not happen in the past. During our prototype phase, we compared the production plan for an 8-week period between former Excel process and OP1 automated solution, and the difference was below 0.2%. Very fast, the planners reached the level where solution provided by OP1 can be more reliable than the ones taken by the former Excel-based system. Now you need to have control of the quality of the data rather than the quality of the plan. This is much, much easier to do. Next, please. So, making a summary, planning has these features you see on the screen, and I already explained how. In this journey of making a transition to a digital manufacturing culture, we are automating as much as possible all data collection, as well as the decision-making process. New profile of planner has to do a lot with quality assurance of data, rather than to gather the data itself. So this new digital process is about assembling the data, automating the maintenance to the manufacturing system, and optimize the production plan to improve business results. Next. But you may be wondering, how does OP1 look like? I assume it's very similar to your AspenTech supply chain planner solution, but it has our own DNA. This model will only work for us. And this is the real cornerstone of AspenTech, its ability to provide tailor-made solutions for the decision making. The approach of adjusting your process to the standard process considered on the ERP is not always feasible. We no longer have a response. That is not possible. With Profit Point support, we have been able to create a user-friendly interface for planners, as well as faster processes to promote efficiency. Previously, we only performed planning once a month, while today, with the support of OP1, we are doing planning once a week. Related to screen, you see here on the slide some relevant elements of our solution. You will identify the operation detail screen. And also on the next slide, you will see the material balance screen. Very powerful, user-friendly, but really what it become important and very important is the planner understand the way that the system thinks. Now the planner has a role of making plan analysis to identify areas of improvement required on manufacturing to support our business goals. Next. You'll see here the material balance sheet that I presume you have in your current application. Next. So heading to the end of my presentation, let's make a summary of what we learned. This has been on the screen all the work we have been doing since 2018. 3 years now in this incredible journey. Today, as we speak, I can proudly tell you that all my production planning among Mexico for both aluminum production and finished good production is being managed through OP1, with great results both on support of business performance and for my PCNL team. Today, we have a job that we are proud to talk about and even take you to be a presenter in a global event as this one. Not too many projects do that in just 3 years. Thanks. We are still far away from our final goal. Remember my CFO feedback? It still hurts, but we are heading in the right direction. More and more often I get surprised by my team because they have found ways to perform better on planning processes, making use of the tool. The tool is starting to become essential for us. Our next step has to do with the proper way to exploit all the capabilities of the system. For sure, some executive reporting will be necessary to add to the system to promote rapid decision making like capacity utilization, summaries, delivery risk, and some inventory reporting. Next, please. Here you may read what we are experiencing on the planning processes as we speak. One remark that I will do is in terms of premium freights. The reduction that we achieved against 2017 by the company with the support of several projects, don't get me wrong, it's not only OP1, it's a lot that we have done since that days. That improvement is around 98%, and we still have room for further improvement. Now we have a better process in place to early detect all whatever delivery risk we have, the right tool to make a recovery plan, and what is needed and when to prevent any failure, promoting at the same time customer satisfaction. Next. So what we have seen and we expect to continue experiencing. Next. Now we have a tool to manage operations in a more strategic way. We can move towards business policy compliance, relying on OP1 for the alignment to business goals and assuring the correct execution on the shop floor, since all operational data is reviewed at a glance. Since all the strategic policies on screen are part of the system, we have automated updates of all operational data, and we attend and comply with business requirements. Then OP1 makes that connection from a top management strategy to a very detailed and aligned execution at the shop floor. Next. Therefore, driving us to achieve our goal on PCNL. I will not repeat, you are seeing on the screen. This is the tool that will drive us to the fulfillment of that PCNL mission. Next, please. So, key takeaway, the result of all this previous effort, a community of PCNL that has a new culture based on a digital transformation that make the people the center of our success. It is a great tool that handles a great process, is operated by great people, and is delivering great results. Remember, all start with a good plan. Thank you very much.